Hey everyone. Before we get into it, real quick, there's a bit of an issue with the audio. I am aware of it. It's on my end. I messed up the way I recorded our microphones. Just to assure you guys, I have fixed it. It'll be fixed for the next one. But just so you guys know, the issue with all the echoing and some of the sketchiness of the audio, it's fully on me, and I do apologize for it. But hopefully you can still get in the enjoyment out of this. It's a really great show, and I'm really excited to get into doing these weekly. So with that being said, let's get you guys back to the show and let's get things going.
That is if you go to the gym to begin with.
Listen, but like my summer job, my job in between semesters, it's pretty physically demanding.
Lowe's, right?
And
Sam's.
Yeah.
Okay. I
Basically.
mean, still, I would give you that. It's at least it's physically demanding. It's not what I do. I sit behind a desk and chat and
like,
tell people they're weak.
and
Apparently.
me and my buddy, we like to. I wouldn't say we're overachievers, but we lift more than like the individual should. We move faster.
So Sam's is indirectly becoming a multi-million-dollar business because of your work, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Exactly. So
That's what
I
I'd
go
expect.
over and beyond.
Yeah. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to something a bit different than what we would typically do. I want to try and do something new now that we're down to just two teams. If you've been following us on social media at LVC_Esports on both Twitter and Instagram, you would know that we don't have Overwatch or Valorant this semester. I wanted to find a way to fill that gap, and currently this is probably one of my options for that. Alongside that, maybe just like posting clips or something of that nature, which I mean, we already have a few clips from last night, which gets us into you being here today, Tyler. Last night we saw you guys, not to sound mean, but you guys kind of obliterated looking at the numbers here. I can't even remember the name, St. Ambrose.
Yeah.
It took me a second to like kind of think of that, but yeah. So welcome on. Maybe we can get this going at least with some rotating players week in, week out. Hopefully, I'm pretty excited. Now that I have a lot more time on my hands, I'm overloading this semester, but man, it feels like I have it feels like I have 5 credits, not 18.
Yeah, man, you gotta think that after 4 years of doing this, we're finally getting used to classes.
I know it's almost like it took how many years to get ready to like actually be a college student here, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah, I feel like I just got ready like maybe last spring.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, like last spring, even last semester, it was like, oh, I was actually doing work, right? But like, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Like it took this long to actually,
You finally get used to it, and you're like, all right, like I got this down now. But like next thing you know, you're out the door. So
Yeah, you're just gone.
buying like, was it 150, $200 cap and gown or something?
Oh yeah, Grok was
Yeah,
telling me
don't
about
forget to
that.
set money aside for that.
Yeah, Grok was telling me about that last year. He's like, yeah, it's like $100, $200. I'm like, okay,
Yep.
great. So kind of going back to last night. I mean, what are your thoughts after it? Just one stat I want to throw out right now. You guys outscored them 27-8. Thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, um, we looked decent on offense. I think that, I'll be honest. Yeah, we smoked them. There's a ton of room to improve though, because I mean, it wasn't close, but it shouldn't have been that close.
Yeah.
But like you said, what was 27-8? We outscored them.
Yeah.
There's no reason why we should let 8 goals in. To be
Yeah.
completely honest, and not to mention, I know we saw a lot of weaknesses. Like we've been working on them throughout like the last couple of days, but they were still there last night. We got to iron them out within the next couple of weeks before the regular season actually gets here. So
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we saw that we could perform again, and so we just gotta keep it up. You can't crush.
Yeah, and that was kind of something I had written down as well. Kind of like what are we looking at going forward in terms of like how can the team improve, and like what is there specifically to look at for the rest of the season and even just next week.
So, a lot of people look at a team, and when you know that they need to improve, you think that all they need is like hit the training packs or something like that. But like I think for this team, there's like a lot of I think there's a lot of mental barriers that we gotta overcome. I think the team doesn't want to talk about it, but I think as a team we're still shooken up how last semester ended.
Yeah.
We were on top, and all of a sudden, we wake up to start a week and didn't perform well on Monday, swept the Friday match, you know, and then Nace was Nace, but Friday just kept getting worse. Those NECC matches just kept getting worse, and I think that the team tries not to acknowledge it that happened, but it's important to remember it so that we don't let it happen again. And that's really what I've been trying to iron into the mental of the team, being like, hey guys, like we can't get comfortable on top of the leaderboards again. Like we gotta keep playing, we gotta keep improving, we gotta keep like getting good scrims and finding our weaknesses. And if we don't iron them out, the same results are gonna happen. So we gotta have to try to instill that in their heads. Make sure we're ready for the LAN event because I know we're gonna play some pretty good teams there. But yeah, and but like on the physical side of it, definitely some skills there. Some skills that we could build upon. I know if you watched the game last night, we've always had some possession problems. We're on defense and we're like, oh my gosh, we can score a goal, we can like hit out the backboard, and then like we lose possession because we just want to bang it down the field. Because one person gets the ball and it's their first man, and they don't buy time for the team to set up to counter. So the two players are behind, and the first player bangs down the field.
Just gone. Possession gone.
That person chases it. 9 times out of 10 loses it, and then it's a 3-on-2. So we got to work on some possession works. Among other things, there's just some things we got to build upon, and iron them out, and go from there.
So you kind of mentioned it at least, and I don't know how it's like you're reading my notes, but kind of talk to me about the LAN. Obviously, it's what, February 15th, that
16th
weekend.
and 17th,
Yeah, it's that weekend, so it's a bit far out. We still got half a month till it happens, but kind of talk about like the event itself and like what just what you expect coming into it, I guess.
Well, it's a lot of hype for the team. Obviously, Sam's coming along, which there was some talk about that originally, because he's pretty huge and involved. He has a big passion for track and cross country, and we respect that. So we didn't really know what was going on with that, and we had a team discussion, and I think we should be set on the team going to Virginia Westland, and so it's really cool to we're gonna get to see Sam on a LAN for the first time ever.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, it's his first LAN. That'll be fun.
Ever, yeah.
I'm excited.
Matt will be on a LAN for the first time since the Philly LAN, which
And that was like 2 years ago.
I would say the spring of 21.
Was Philly
No.
or Iowa more recent?
Spring of 22. Philly was more
Philly.
recent.
Okay, that's what I thought. Because I
Iowa
just like.
Iowa was the fall of 21.
Oh, okay. And then in the spring, you guys went to Philly. Because that was what was it, like not with the Marines, but it was
Air
another
Force.
branch of
Army was the, who funded it?
the branch of the military that like ran the event. Because wasn't it
I
like
want to say it was Air
Army?
Force.
I don't remember because the only reason I even thought about it was, well, one, because I remember talking about the event before, but also I just got an email the other day, and this isn't even an ad because I don't care personally, but the Marines are apparently hosting a Rocket League event, and I was like, why are the Marines hosting a Rocket League event? It was in my school email of all things.
Yeah, I think I just got. Wait, the other day?
Yeah, it was literally like a day or two ago. I think it's yeah.
I'm looking at this because I think
Yeah.
I got an email as well.
Because I looked at it and I was like, why would I think it may have even been yesterday? I was like, why? Like I remember you guys going to a military sponsored event, and then I was like, wait, why the Marines are hosting one? That one like that threw me off. I have a friend that's in the Marines, and I was like, and I think of him, and I'm like, the Rocket League and this kid do not correlate like at all. Like, why are they hosting? I know it's like just boost numbers, get engagement, I understand, but like it was kind of weird to me to see them like, because I don't think it's a LAN. I'm pretty sure it's an online event. Um, I don't know when it is or I don't even know what it is. I read it for like 2 seconds and I was like, oh, that's
Well, I have
that's
an
a
email from the Marines, but I think it's a recruitment email.
yeah. I got one of those too. I've gotten them every year I've been here, and I haven't gone to the gym since my
Is that
senior
what it
year.
is?
Huh?
Gone to the gym. Oh,
Yeah, no, yeah. I haven't gone to the gym since my senior year of high school, bro. If I'd be out there running those trainings, dude, I would probably collapse, man. I'm not in shape anymore. I struggle going up the stairs to Dellinger, man. Like it's, well, former stairs to Dellinger, considering my room has been flooded for the past few days. We actually just got an email about that. We can apparently it's fine, but I think the holes are still in our ceiling.
oh, that's nice.
So yeah, we
They'll probably be there
yeah.
for the rest of the
Well,
semester.
we got to figure out what we're doing with that. Yeah, probably for the rest of the semester. Kind of. Anyways, going going back to it. So I want to mention one specific moment from last night. Um, and you're gonna laugh at me for this. Did you see the clip that Matt put in general
No.
last night? So there is a point. I'll play the clip like right here ish. Trying to make it happen, and finally gets home. You can see him flexing. I will admit he has no muscles, so I don't know what was there to flex. But either way, gonna put LVC up. Nothing here. You decided to flex after a goal, and I said you have no muscle. Why did you decide to? What led to that moment there?
Matt put it in.
Matt put the clip in general.
That's
Yeah.
such a Matt thing to do, honestly.
But well, he didn't even put it in there because of that. He put it in there because I said if I remember my cast right, I said he's flexing, but I don't really know what he's flexing. He
Listen,
doesn't
bro.
have any muscle.
Listen, it was dark. It was dark last night. You couldn't see anything, even if I had muscle. You know what?
Like I was just like, man,
Listen, I got
this is
listen,
one of
I'll
all
be
three
honest.
of them.
Listen, for a 6'4" individual, it's hard for me to build muscle.
For a 5'6" individual, as in me, it is also hard to build muscle.
I got more muscle. I got more body length for my muscle to cover
Yeah.
than like the average human being. Okay.
Saying that as if you go to the gym to begin with.
Listen, but like my summer job, my job in between semesters, it's pretty physically demanding.
Lowe's, right?
Sam's.
Sam's.
Yeah.
Okay. I
Basically.
mean, still, I would give you that. It's at least it's physically demanding. It's not what I do. I sit behind a desk and chat and
like,
tell people they're weak.
and
Apparently.
me and my buddy, we like to. I wouldn't say we're overachievers, but like, we lift more than like the individual should. We move faster.
So Sam's is indirectly becoming a multi-million-dollar business because of your work, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Exactly. So
That's what
I
I'd
go
expect.
over and beyond.
Yeah,
my work there.
we are. Yeah, you are one of the big people over
Listen,
there.
there were
Sam.
days where I'd be in the freezer. It's like 12 degrees in there or something like that, and I'd be sweating from how much stuff I'm moving. Swear my back would be so cold.
That's pretty incredible. I'll give you that. That's pretty
That's
insane.
where any muscle I have comes from. And I'll be honest,
I
my arms
I
are
don't
not
see
as small as they used to be when I first came here. And I was only, an inch or two shorter when I first
I've
started.
known you the whole time you're here. You look no different.
Listen,
You did not age at all,
Alright, bro.
and your muscle did not change
Alright.
at all. Neither did mine. I'm not saying I'm any bit better, but
regardless, I
anyways.
set that crossbar of the gym. That's what I said
Yeah.
on comms. I set the crossbar of the gym.
You sent the crossbar to the gym, not the player, the crossbar.
You know what? And I'll shoot an indirect, or not indirect, direct shot at Matt. Matt's gonna be talking crap about me flexing, because he did it during comms. He talked crap about me flexing.
That doesn't surprise me.
So, I'll say this to him now. He probably won't watch this, but at least I can get a goal off the crossbar, unlike our fella individual Matt. All right.
Hey, he had a double
Just
last
saying.
night. He had a
I
nice
had
double.
5.
Okay, pal. All right.
And he was talking about that. He said, I'm normally the one who gets doubles. Why are you scoring all the doubles? I said,
You did have an insane night last night. I actually have the stats if you were, which I know you did too, but
I didn't look at
I did these directly after the game. It brings me back to my old COD days when I was a coach. I was writing stats in a notebook. This is actually a notebook. I ripped out the pages at this point, but I was taking notes in here at a point. Anyways, you had 12 goals, and the thing that
we had 5 doubles then.
yeah, probably not. But
I had more
the
than one.
thing that stands out to me a bit more than that is your 23 demos. Why?
Well, like, I gotta start the season off with the demos.
Didn't you average like 5 a game last
Last
semester?
last semester,
Yeah.
last semester I averaged 3 or 4, I think.
Yeah.
And like,
It was crazy.
I remember I think I messaged you back last night that
Yeah, you said you
I was
almost
one
averaged
demo away from
4.
averaging 4 a game.
Yeah. Cause, well, yeah, cause you had what 6, 3, 3, 4, 5, and 2. So yeah, that's insane to me. Like 23 demos just sounds like so much, especially when you look at Sam and Matt. They had a combined what 13 demos. Like you had 10 more than both of them combined, and I don't even think I did the demos for St. Ambrose. I didn't, but I I mean most of the games I didn't even have a demo. So you probably did more. You probably had more demos than everyone else in the entire lobby combined across the 6 games, which I just find to be insane.
I don't know. I mean, I've always been no, normally with that Sam chase.
Yeah,
It's like one of those things we talk about like before a game. How we're feeling. And last night, I mean, all day yesterday, I really felt good. Really felt speedy. So, I was like, guys, like, I'm going to be the first man. I'm just going to chase everyone. Hit the ball, chase everyone. Like,
Yeah.
because I'll set the ball up for them. And then like, you'll see it sometimes. I'm sure, like, there's some people, maybe not you specifically, but I'm sure there's some people, they'll see the play. They'll be like, why did Frencheii just hit it and drive away?
yeah,
That's because like I'll normally try to lob it up or like hit it in a position where the next person behind me can like set up a better play or create a play off of my setup, and I'll just go clear the field for them.
yeah,
And I feel bad because like I said on the stream last night, the one guy flamethrower, I talked to him and he flexed their schedule for us. So we were okay with letting them go to McDonald's or whatever.
that was pretty funny though. It gave us a good chat yesterday, which we'll get into a bit later. But yeah,
Yeah, but like I felt bad, because like it seemed like he was a cool guy, like talking to him throughout the day,
Yeah.
and then I think he was the guy I demoed the most the entire night. Like by the time like
Poor
the
guy.
5th or 6th game came around, like they were just always jumping in the air because they knew that I was just gonna come for them. Like
I did notice them kind of like getting whiffing a lot solely because I think they were scared of demos, which not saying it's a bad thing because I would be terrified too. I'm a champ. I'm not even in champ. I'm diamond 2. Like I understand. Like that's that thought of a demo. Like you see the guy coming or you like just hear it anywhere on the map and you're like, dude, I gotta get out of here. Like get me out,
I'm trying to
please.
think what even like made me this way because like I didn't always used to be such a demo heavy player. I think I want to say.
Well, and I think with like the thing about you being demo heavy now, it obviously you had a completely different team. You had Mason and Dylan. They were both very, very aggressive players. So there was really not even an
And I
opportunity for
think
that to begin with.
that is like somewhere I need to improve upon because I even especially last semester it was like ingrained in my head I can go for demos and it'll be
Yeah.
fine. Like because like Mason and Dylan like they knew what they were doing, right? But like me, Sam, and Matt are a new roster. We're a new roster last semester. Didn't really play a whole too much before his tryouts. So like, and I remember talking about this during replay analysis. Like I'd set up a play and leave to go for demos, and there'd be no one there behind me,
Yeah.
And then, no, it's no offense to those two.
Yeah.
Just like they don't know how I play. I didn't know how they played.
Yeah.
It's a new team, new rotation, stuff like that. And I remember we talked about it and we like started ironing out those problems. But back to the thing about the me becoming demo heavy.
Yeah.
I think it started not this past fall, but the previous when it was me, Dylan, and Sam.
Yeah.
I think it really started there when Dylan and I created the LVC kickoff.
The LVC. Oh, is that the double demo off
It's
the rip?
it's like the guy cheating has no intention going for the ball.
Yeah, he just goes for a
and he
demo.
just goes right through the play and go for the demo. Yeah.
I feel like I've seen that exact play a million times. The second I see a kickoff, I just know what's coming every time, and I'm like, it's crazy. People like I've seen teams struggle to stop it too, which is I think even more like crazy to think about.
Yeah, and I think like when Dylan and I don't even know what made Dylan and I even come up with a play like that. Honestly,
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it was probably just us. Like at like 2 in the morning, just like fooling around playing
We
Rocket
wanna,
League.
we just wanna go fast.
Yeah,
We wanna drive.
exactly. Like I'm sure we're like mad at the guys we were playing against. We're probably getting a little irritated, maybe a little
Toxie.
toxic.
Yeah.
But anyways, and like we're just trying to demo heavy stuff. But then like, and I think that's like when I realized that like we made a play off of that. I think that's like I realized like that's like kickoffs are like one of the most like untapped like sources of potential for like scoring a goal like
Yeah.
immediately, and like that's when like I think it was I want to say when Mason came back during the spring. I remember Mason and I were like that's when we were still roommates. We were sitting back to back, and like I saw this thing on Twitter. It was like I think his name's Hootie Hoo,
Okay.
and he was talking about like all like about like different types of demos or something. Oh no, it wasn't. It was a Twitch stream, and he was like talking about like all these different types of demos, and I was like chatting as well, and I was like I turned around and I was like Mason, let's make like a kickoff or something like that, man.
Yeah.
And he's like Mason. He was probably like what are you what are you
Why?
talking about?
Why?
Wait,
Yeah.
like why would we? Then and like we fooled around with it, like the idea in scrims a little bit, and we came up with another one. It's not named, but like, and like I've taught Matt it, because
Yeah.
Matt does like a fast kickoff, and like we try to do it every once in a while, but I think that's like one of those things where like intuition like just makes the game better. If you have like the
Innovation.
capabilities of innovation of creating a play and taking advantage of what other players just aren't aware of.
Yeah. So, now I actually, I want to end the thing with that. So we'll kind of move over away from collegiate because I think it's a good point to bring into these videos something that's not just collegiate. I think it helps tie into the scene. I just broke my pencil on accident. That's crazy. But I want to talk a bit about RLCS. Obviously, it's not been, yeah, exactly. Obviously, it's not been ideal. I've seen the announcement. I follow pretty much every esport, so it's pretty disappointing. I would say, but I'm not a Rocket League person, so I'd like to hear what you have to say about it, at least in as tame as a manner as you could keep it.
So, like obviously, like when I saw the announcement of Blast is taking over, I was like, this must mean something amazing for the game.
I remember the like 10 minutes after it happened, you sent me a
Yeah,
DM and you're like, "Dude, who are these guys? Like, it seems kind of cool." And I mean,
Like instantly just like brought me down back to earth. Like brought me
I felt bad doing that, but hearing Dave, not my roommate, our rainbow captain, when he had talked to me about Blast taking over R6 and after seeing what they've destroyed an ecosystem basically over there, I felt so bad. I was like, man, I don't want Rocket League to go down a bad path because they had like the best ecosystem, and I think they still do, but
I think
it's
Rocket League
scary.
had the, and like this is bias, obviously,
Yeah,
but I think Rocket League had the best potential to be like
mainstream.
a mainstream esport.
I would agree.
It's
It's easily the most accessible.
easy to follow. The
Yeah,
average person is it's soccer.
like
You may not get the whole car boost side of it, but at
hmm
the end of the day, it's soccer. You know
yeah,
what I mean? It's so easy to understand. It's a ball and two goals.
yeah,
And
exactly.
so I think had the most potential. Um, I just think that like it was going in such an amazing direction. Psionics and Epic finally, got a good crew together. They got some good they got everything together. That last Worlds was amazing to watch.
It was incredible. It was a
Um,
really good event.
Maybe some things I might not have agreed with. Um, like the way they did seedings or stuff like
Yeah,
that. But at the end of the day, there's always good competition, and
yeah.
um, and like no one really complained and stuff like that. But like most recently, when Epic took trading out of the game,
That
I'll be honest. Like first of all, I'm surprised they waited till now to do it if they wanted to do it at all,
yeah.
because Epic got in a whole bunch of legal trouble with Rocket League
Oh, did they?
when they
I
for the
didn't see anything
crates.
about that. Oh, yeah, makes
because of
sense.
like the underage gambling or something like that.
Oh, yeah, and like how they were trying to like they were working
Because you,
similar to like all the other EA
yeah,
games and stuff, and it's
it
like,
was basically a slot machine.
yes, yeah,
That's
exactly.
what crates were.
It's
It
what it
was
was,
essentially a
yeah.
slot machine, and like you paid money for keys and keys to unlock the crates. Um, so they got hit with a lawsuit for that, and so I honestly thought that they're going to take trading out at all. It would have been banned,
Yeah.
and they didn't. You know, they brought in the item shop. I thought that that was going to be it, but they didn't, which is fine. I was with that.
Yeah.
I liked everyone likes trading, and like trading, like it had its own like separate group of players. You know what I mean?
It
There's
did,
players,
yeah.
there's competitive, there's pros like competitive players who want to like be competitive. That it's their
Mhm.
life to play Rocket League competitive.
Yeah.
Then there's like your average players who just hop on, play maybe one, 1 to 5 games a day or something
Yeah.
like that. And then there's collegiate and whatever. And then there's this group of traders,
Yeah.
and like they're like it's like a side hustle for them.
Yeah,
To,
it
like
really
like
was. Like
build
I had friends that were doing that stuff and like they were making good money. And I mean, there's a whole website like, or was I obviously not anymore.
RL
A whole
Garage. Is that the one you're thinking of?
no, but there. Well, we'll say it that way. Then there's a bunch of websites that
Oh
popped
yeah.
up. I was looking at a different one, but yeah, there was a ton of websites that like made that market even a thing.
Yeah,
I
and
mean,
then
I don't feel bad for Mason. Sorry, Mason. I don't feel bad for you for the Alpha Boost thing. I was gonna say I did, but then I changed my mind. I don't.
he sold it
But
before the trading that even.
well, no, I know, but I mean, like he did lose money on it.
Oh
Though.
yeah, but like
But like still, it's insane. Like it's a game about car soccer, and you could at a time use it to have like a random stream of income for no good
but like
reason.
yeah, then there's like the people who like would start with some crappy item in the game and
Yeah.
trade up to like some crazy item in the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's
And
content
you
right
can sell
there. I mean,
that.
that's eyes on your game too on YouTube. Like
Yeah.
you make a quick video. I say quick. That would probably take forever to deal with. But like either way, like you
Different
have that whole content stream.
different source of content. Yeah, exactly. And then when they took trading out, because I'm gonna be honest with you, and there's definitely Fortnite players who would heavily disagree.
Sorry, Fortnite just is.
Heavily disagree,
Yeah.
but and statistics were pulled on it. Rocket League has always had and will always have a better competitive scene than Fortnite.
Well, you know the FNCS, right?
Yeah.
It is horrible. Not horrible as in like the competition's bad. Those players are incredible. I'm not taking away from any of them. I mean, one of the most well-known champions of that game of all time is half local.
Yeah, he's from Reading.
Uga
Yeah.
from Reading,
Yeah.
but like
All the props in,
how like I give mad props like of all time to the people that produce and observe and cast
especially a
Fortnite
100 player game. It's
because
crazy.
like Battle Royale is not meant to be casted. It's not meant to be watched. It's meant to be played and meant to be played again and again and again. It's not meant to be watched like that. And seeing how well they do, especially with the building, like normal, like PUBG was fine. You could watch that and it was pretty entertaining. Apex, that's not even, I don't even know what I'm looking at when I watch that game. But like Fortnite, dude, you have these people building mega mansions on top of each other with another mega mansion on top, with the Eiffel Tower on top of that. And these guys are just insane at their jobs. But like, I think the concept of the Fortnite competitive, I don't think that scene will ever blow up because
No.
it's just too
There's too much
the
going
barrier
on.
to entry is way too much. Like it's worse than even like COD. Like COD in the COD esport, you don't play the same game. You are not playing. You play the same title, but you're not playing any bit the same game in COD competitive as you are with COD like or casual COD. But yet that esport is still, in my opinion at least, I don't know if it's statistically the same, but I think that the COD scene is still somehow easier to get understand than it is for like
And
Fortnite.
Fortnite's just it's hard. It's even for like the average like esport felt like follower. Like I don't understand how Fortnite FNCS works. Like
Yeah,
there's so many
because
different open qualifiers. How do you qual into something that like how how do you put 100 players into like a lobby that's not Obviously, like when they did like the huge LAN where like Bugha won,
Yeah.
like
That
obviously
is
they were able to put obviously they
ridiculous.
were able to put all those players in the lobby.
Yeah.
But to qualify for a tournament, how do you do that? Like I feel like you gotta accumulate points, don't you?
Yeah,
Like through
so
like finishing
it's
a
like a
certain result.
yeah. So the way that battle royales work, Apex does the same thing. They have a point system, so you get points based on your placement, but you also get points based on how many kills you have. It's not perfect. I mean, I've seen teams average like a 10th place finish, but they still like get close to winning the event or they win the event. I actually really like Apex's system of scoring. The way that they work is you have to hit a certain threshold of points to be eligible to win an event basically.
Yeah.
And the way you win that event is if you have to first hit that points threshold, then you have to win a game. Your points no longer matter. You have to win an entire lobby in order to win the event. And that's when it gets insane.
But did
I think that's a really good system.
and like
But
did
Fortnite doesn't do that.
Bugha when he won, he didn't win his last game, right? Is that what you're kind of what you're saying? Like he won because of points, not because
I'm
of.
pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they just had a points threshold, which I think is. I understand why, but like,
At the same time, it would be so much more entertaining, and for the average, not even just the average person, average esports follower,
yeah,
if like, if you got this many points and you were top 100 in points, you went to the next round, right?
yeah.
And
That's
and,
how Apex
and
does
that's how and
theirs,
like you
basically.
keep going, and then you're in the final round, like the best 100 players in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever wins, you're champion. You know what I mean? And that makes sense. What Fortnite does makes no sense. So
Yeah,
for
because
that,
there's like 30 qualifiers. You go into the game, there's like 10 of them, and it's like, what am I looking at?
so back to like Fortnite, like the reason why I brought it up was that FNCS
Yep.
is unbelievably difficult to follow.
Yeah.
Even for like the average esports follower like me, Matt. Matt plays Fortnite. Do you think he probably knows what FN like how it works? No.
I mean, he probably barely knows how RLCS works. Sorry, Matt.
It's a good point. Sorry, Matt. But anyways, like the average
But yes, I get what you mean, though. I mean, yeah, FNCS is like ridiculous
And-
to follow, but like,
and I just saw this stat. I wish I could pull it up. But like on a professional Rocket League stream, like Rocket League Esports, like streaming RLCS,
yeah.
like when they streamed Worlds,
Oh yeah, they had.
it wasn't even Worlds. I think it was the Spring Major. When they
They have
streamed
like
the Spring Major,
600, 700K or viewers.
just on
something like that.
Twitch. Yeah.
Yeah,
And when they
exactly.
streamed, it wasn't even Worlds. I think it was Spring Major. They compared it to like the top FNCS event, and Rocket League like killed it by far.
Oh yeah.
And like in followers and views and like everything.
I mean, why do you think Epic bought the title?
And that makes
That's
sense.
literally the only
And
reason.
I get it. That's a good business move. But what I do not get is that in every single aspect of Rocket League in Fortnite, Rocket League outshines Fortnite. And I don't understand why Epic. It's like, and everyone on Twitter says it. Fortnite is just Epic's golden egg, golden child. And I don't get it. I don't get why they're killing Rocket League
Yeah.
for this game that, probably has more players. Don't get me wrong. But like the competitive scene isn't going anywhere. Who? I haven't heard of Rocket Racing since the week it dropped.
I played it and it's terrible. I like, why couldn't they just give me the Rocket League controls? Like, I want to now. Obviously, there's no reason to cater to me specifically because I'm kind of my tastes are really bad. But like, why are we playing a Fortnite mode that's about Rocket League? That Oh, how old that game is? This game was on the Nintendo Wii.
It was.
Like,
It was the Wii.
that's okay. That's what I thought. Yeah,
And that's when I saw that trailer drop, and
that's what.
that's exactly what I went to.
Yeah, and I played it, and I was like, man, this game would be incredible if it had the Rocket League controls. And turns out, no, we have the Fortnite
And that's what I don't get. Like,
controls.
it's a game about racing, and you're gonna make it about Fortnite.
Yeah, and it had like the controls are so sticky, and it's like every time I try to move my car a little bit, it's either thrown off the track or it's like, and this could be attributed to me being ass at this game, but like, I think it genuinely just controls terribly, and it just like I think that's a general consensus too. Like,
I just don't get why. You know, I just don't get why they're killing Rocket League for Fortnite. It doesn't make sense to me.
I would agree.
And I think it's very obvious that they're doing it. They're killing Rocket League. And like
I mean, they went down to what, 2 majors this
on
year?
my way down to the room today,
Yeah.
like to this recording, I was on my phone and Rocket League posted on the Instagram about they're bringing back the golden octane in the item shop,
Oh, great.
and every single comment in that post was about Epic killing Rocket League.
Yeah.
Every
I
single
mean-
comment. And you know what? Epic, Psyonix, Rocket League, no one wants to respond to the community. And they just don't care. And
It
you know
took-
what's even more sad? And back to the competitive scene, the pros continue to call out Epic.
I've
and
been
Rocket
seeing
League
it
and Psyonix.
all over.
You know what they do?
man.
Nothing.
No. You want to know how long it took for COD for us COD players to get transparency? 23 years. We are just now getting. This is the first game where we've had developers say literally anything to us. Ranked released broken this year. In fact, the Season 1 Reloaded update made Warzone unplayable, which is the only reason they ever said anything. It took us about 23 years to get responsive devs. So
It's
You're in for the long haul.
It's so frustrating, and I don't get it. And like, I hate to call out the pros, because I know they're mad. They're upset that they're losing the game that they love.
yeah,
I'm let's be real. I'm never gonna be a pro. Never gonna get to that level. So I'm upset. Like I'm losing the game I love to watch. You
yeah,
know what I mean? And the pros. They have the ability
yeah,
to push against this.
definitely. They definitely.
I have all respect to the pros. They voice that they're all upset. There's big names leaving.
Yep.
The very second that the new Rocket League Esports season was
Season.
announced, Drees retired. The same
saw
the
that.
same hour it was announced, he retired.
Yep.
Squishy retired. Did you know that?
I thought he was considering it. I didn't know he officially did.
will. He didn't want to. He wants to be gone now, but he doesn't. Well, he doesn't want to be gone at all. He's only leaving because of how Blast
the
and Epic's
season.
handling it. But he's leaving because of it, and the only reason why he's not leaving now is because he doesn't want to screw over his teammates a week before qualifier registration closes, and that makes sense. Respect for him, but all the pros have the ability to push against this by just not signing up and playing, and by boycotting it, right? And that's what a lot of people have been calling for the pros to do it. And
I
I
think-
understand not doing it. They make a living off of it. Their orgs would probably drop them.
It's a bit sketchy.
It is very sketchy. And I respect that they're trying to do everything. But I think that the only way to do it, considering that the Epic and everything will Blast, no one will respond to the community, even the pros. No one will respond. So I honestly think that may be the only way to do it. But if, like you said, it runs a risk, a huge risk for the pros. They could get dropped by their orgs. They could lose their salary. They could obviously they're not going to get income from tournaments.
Not that any pro will ever see this, but word of advice: get into the content game. It is so easy when you are already a pro player. Just do content and do content decently. You don't have to be incredible. I mean, you don't have to have like a billion viewers, but like if you the earlier you get into the content game, and this has been iterated by Hex a million times. The guy I copy everything off of. Everything I've done here is basically have been terrible attempts at copying Optic and what Hex has been able to do, and he will tell you every day, you need to get into content. If you do content, you can build your livelihood, you can continue to be a pro, but you can also work towards what you can do after you're done as a pro player.
The rest of your life, everyone.
You could be a pro, especially in esports. You could be a pro for 3 months, and then you're done. You're never getting a pro spot again.
The second that you don't turn that curve, that skill curve,
Yeah,
you're done.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Like getting into the
you're
content
lucky.
game is a necessity. Why do you think I'm attempting this? Because I want to get into the content to an extent.
Like, you know how lucky pros are if they're able to bounce back after missing a skill curve?
Exactly.
Garrett G almost lost. Like, if he didn't have his reputation, I think he would have been gone.
Yeah.
Like, honestly.
It's insane.
And
Get
he
into
bounced
the
back.
content game
Yeah.
if you can.
Yeah, I
Like
think
that's what will keep you afloat.
Rocket League primarily, I would say probably 95% of the players are content involved.
Yeah.
Like, there's like
That's
Like,
what's really good about Rocket League too. A lot of the pros are already involved.
there's like pros like Sypical.
Yes.
He doesn't even like use his Twitter. He posts like once a year maybe.
Yeah.
And like, you know what? And he got kicked from FaZe. No one's
Now
heard
what?
from him since. to this
Exactly.
day.
Like now what? Like
He doesn't stream. He doesn't post. He doesn't do anything. And
exactly. That's the big thing. Make your content. All right. So, I want to transition out of talking about all of that too, but just in general, like esports and all of that. We had some of this conversation yesterday on stream. I'm not gonna play the clip. That the VOD's probably not even gonna be live anyways, so I need to export it. But get into a lot at least here is like your personal road here, because we, like I said, we talked about it on stream yesterday, and that's something I kind of want to mention about, and I think it's good to have that conversation. I don't want to say humanize our players, but that's kind of the best term I have for it. I think that's really important, especially in collegiate. You don't know who the hell you're looking at. You don't know who you're talking to. You don't know any of that. So I want to start, just talk about how you got here. Even if you want to go all the way back to when you were a kid, feel free. You don't have to, but just kind of talk about how you've gotten to where you're at, like right now, like sitting in this desk.
so
Basically.
yeah, growing up, really the only thing that really mattered to me was soccer. Loved playing soccer growing up. I wasn't originally into soccer.
Yeah.
I don't even know why I joined. It was like third grade, I think. I was like, oh, it's because my dad tried to have me play football, or I guess both my parents tried to have me play football, and as a kid, I was like, I didn't like it at all.
Yeah.
I didn't like getting hit. Like I was nasty at flag football. But the second I got those pads on, I was getting hit. I was like, yeah, I'm good, man. I don't need to do this.
Didn't want to take
And like,
it.
I may not be hugely built, but I'm a tall guy. I could play football now.
You probably wouldn't do well in pads, but yeah, you could be a solid receiver.
I
I'd say.
I took so long to grow. There's no way. I was scrawny. Like I was like 90, 85 pounds going to freshman.
You
year
were
of high
like what
school.
I am now, basically.
I was small in high school, and I was like, I feel like I was like 5'4", like 80 pounds maybe.
Literally the same as me. Yeah.
But yeah, football. I was never built for physical, like being physical like that. I never had. I was literally was not born to play football.
Yeah, that's
Like physically
understandable.
was not born to play football.
It takes a specific person.
Yeah.
I will say.
And you can have so much desire, but at the end of the day, like if you're not big, you're just gonna you're gonna die out there.
Yeah, I'm well aware. My freshman year of high school, my coaches put me in the slot at receiver. I was like 5'2", maybe 90 pounds, and they put me in the slot, which means you have a linebacker covering you. This linebacker was 6'2" or 6'3". I think he was a sophomore or junior that year, maybe even a senior. I don't know. We played Newport, by the way, if any of you are from there.
Newport's across the river from you, right?
Yes, yeah, they were in Tri-Valley League. I actually got to play in the last year of Tri-Valley League. But anyways, this receiver or this linebacker was about 6'2" ish and probably like 170, 80 pounds. I didn't get more than half an inch past I probably didn't even get a singular inch, like even a toe, past the line of scrimmage. I was 10 yards in the backfield off my route. So yeah, it takes someone that's actually built to play the sport. I would agree.
But where I was going with that, so I joined soccer because I liked playing. I liked being active. I liked playing sports. Of course, like I always dreamed to be a professional athlete, but like I wouldn't say the dream of a crush, but like I knew the statistics of like the chances of being a pro and whatever, and I'm like odds are it's not for me. So like I did it to be to have fun, be competitive. I wanted to take it to college. I never imagined I'd get it past there, so I just figured I'd call it quits there. But I loved the game, loved playing the game. Like I played all the time outside of practices. You know, I'd kick
Yeah.
the soccer ball off the side of my garage, stuff like that. And yeah, played through middle school. And then high school came around. Freshman year, I was pretty blindsided at the competition. You know, there were a ton of good teams out there. Have you ever heard of Midwest?
Yeah.
Very good team, you know, and I realized that I just never put in enough time. I needed to put in more time to
Yeah.
be better and stuff. So I worked my butt off. I obviously because I didn't play freshman year because I wasn't good enough even for the team. Started JV or whatever. Worked my butt off the summer before the sophomore season,
Yeah.
and played in a bunch of little clubs to get more experience and whatnot. And like I think it was safe to say I was like a varsity sub at least by that point.
Yeah.
And like I could keep working with that. So I was happy with like my improvement. I was still hungry to improve. And then like I said, like working my butt off. You know, last preseason game, we're down in Warrior Run. You know where that's at?
Yeah, vaguely, yeah.
Yeah, Warrior Run, and I just do the simplest touch. Like I pop my knee out, let the ball hit my knee, so it falls to my feet, and I can play with the ball. And the second I put my foot back down to like push off my back foot, like I felt my MCL go, my LCL go. Like didn't tear them,
Yeah, that's at least a
but
good part.
sprained them, you know, or I forget what the word the actual like PT used or whatever.
Yeah.
And you know, I remember like I had to crawl off the field afterwards because like it was that bad, and it sucked, you know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I
It
can
sucked,
imagine.
you know, and like coming back from it, it really did suck. I couldn't practice for a while, and you know, so I was still dedicated to the game by that point.
Yeah.
Just wanted to get better. So I did exactly what the PT said not to do, and I kept playing.
Of course.
And that just made it worse, you know. Obviously, you know, you gotta stay off your injury when you're hurt.
Yeah.
But I was a stupid kid. I just wanted to keep playing, and you know, I finally got to the point where I was starting to get minutes again. You know, they just had me in JV just because obviously like I got rusty, whatever, and I needed to play again. I totally understood it, and they wanted to see me like they didn't want to throw me in the deep end immediately.
Yeah, and
So they had me coming off the bench in JV to start again, and like I was just getting minutes, you know. I was slowly playing, and then I started starting again in JV. You know, I was working my way back up, and then we played Midwest actually, and by the time I could fully play like a full game on my knee, I got a concussion, and and I didn't even realize it. You know, I'm not gonna lie. When it happened, I remember. I just remember like
you remember
like everything went black for a little bit.
oh,
I do
yeah.
I do remember that, and like it was only a couple of seconds or a second or something like that. I remember because I stayed on my feet.
Yeah.
Or at least I think I don't really remember. Anyways,
Well, yeah, you were blacked out. I would imagine you don't remember that well.
but you know I was fine.
Yeah.
It was so short. I stayed in the game for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
With the concussion. And then like I remember like that night like I've had migraines my entire life. Like I don't go a day without a headache. I'm used to headaches.
It's rough.
And I remember talking to my mom. My mom's the same way. She has migraines all the time.
Yeah.
I'm like, Mom, like this is something like this is just a different type of
Insane.
migraine.
Yeah.
And I remember the next day, like I'm in school, and I'm sitting there and what's the history? Some history. It was my 8 a.m. history class. I'm sitting there and like I had AirPods in or headphones in originally, and like I'm like they're on like the absolute lowest volume I can like.
Before it's like muted.
Before it's muted, correct. And it's blasting in my ears. That's what it felt
not
like.
bad.
It felt like it was like absurdly loud. I'm like I can't do this. I just took them out.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
you know,
crazy.
we had like ceiling lights like this, and
Yeah, the fluorescent lighting,
and
just a
like I
beauty.
felt like everything was so bright. And then like I just finally I got through the day. I got through the class,
Yeah.
and I called my mom on my way to the next class. Like, Mom, like this, like something is wrong.
Yeah.
Like you gotta like
It's not
you
normal.
gotta like
I
you
got
gotta
like,
at least pull me out of school for today, you know. And then she called the nurse, you know, got me out of school, and she just took me straight to the ER. And like that's what
well,
they said.
yeah,
I said
as you should.
I had a concussion, whatever. It said rest, you know. I rested, um, came back from that, you know, my knee, you know, I was fine. I tried playing soccer again. But by the time like I came back from my concussion, I think there was one game left in the season. So I basically missed the whole season, essentially, which sucked.
It's rough.
And then one of my good buddies who was on the team, his dad, who's also a family
Yeah.
friend, like hosted a little club team, and he knew of my injuries, he knew of my concussion, he knew how uptight my parents were about it, because my parents were ready to pull me out after the concussion.
I can imagine.
And then he was like, hey, if I see you get even flicked in the back of the head, you're benched for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
I said, are you kidding me?
Like, why even
don't
play
do
then
that to
at that
me.
point? Yeah.
And you know, and I went throughout the season, and I remember I got it was probably midway through the season or something like that. You know, I got elbowed in the back of the head and went right down to the ground.
Yeah.
And his wife is a nurse.
Ah.
Instantly called her on the field. He pulled me off. He said, "You're done."
That makes yeah.
And then
I can
you know, she
understand,
checked me
yeah.
out. She's like, "No, you're fine, no concussion." But like I think he was too skittish about
It's
playing me.
scary. Yeah, it's a scary thing, especially when you're dealing with like not a child, but like a kid.
Yeah,
Like
I was probably like
scary.
16, 17, something like that. Anyways,
Yeah.
and you know, and I had a conversation with my parents about it, and I'm like, I just, you know, at first I wasn't about it, but seeing how scared everyone was when I got hit again, I was like, I'm content being done. And then that's when I started like Rocket League had already been out by that time. I think probably for like 5 months or something like that. And one of my cousins is like, "Hey, spend $20 on this game real quick."
Yeah, when it actually costed money.
And I was like, okay. And like he said, it was car soccer, so we started playing, and then and I've been playing ever since. You know.
Natural transition.
Yeah, and then because I stopped playing soccer, obviously because of injuries and because of like I was putting a ton of hours in Rocket League. Actually, at first I wasn't. At first, I played a lot of Siege, believe it or not.
Really?
Yeah, I was like
I feel like we all did.
I was like
honestly. I played Siege
I was
for
like a
a while,
diamond in
too.
Siege before I quit.
Yeah. Damn.
That was on controller too.
So yeah, on controller, there's a bit of a different atmosphere, but still.
But regardless, you know, I started playing Rocket League, and my junior year, we got a high school esports club, and so we competed a little bit.
I lived in the mountains. That was not gonna ever happen.
You know Dylan Kia.
Yeah.
He was on the team. Did you know Joey or Joe Sarah? You know.
Yeah,
the name.
yeah. I don't know if I've talked to him, but I do know him
Yeah.
because he goes to Pentech, right?
Yeah, he graduated, but yeah.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
He played on the team, you know, and like we played in this league called HSEL. I'm sure.
Yeah, high school esports league. It's like a PA thing.
Yeah. And then it's like a northeast thing.
Oh yeah, no, I was thinking of the Pennsylvania one, but yes, I've actually cast. If I remember correctly, I think I casted for them once.
Yeah, and like that's when I met a couple of guys. I really can only remember the one's name. Maybe I can.
Yeah,
Sebward,
maybe.
I think was his name.
Okay.
I think he played for RIT. Because I remember when they
yeah.
qualified for CRL the one time, I like congratulated him. And stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, and then anyways, you know, I think it was like I want to say September. I got a random email by this guy named Dave Shapiro.
This guy.
And like it was like one of the most broad emails, just like about playing esports at like the collegiate level. I was like, oh, that's sick.
What year would that have been? 19?
20, 19,
20.
19.
Yeah, 19. So
The fall of 19, yeah.
for those of you who don't know, I actually might bring Dave on if I can get him for an hour and have a whole chat about all this. But the program started in 2018. That was the first year the program was a thing, according to Elliot, when I asked him the other day. So that was like the second recruiting class, because the first was Mason's class. You were like the second recruiting class. That's like crazy to think about. I say you as if it's not
Our
both of
class,
us,
yeah.
because we both came in the same year. But
Yeah, but yeah, like, and then, like, he basically just asked for, like, if I was interested, if I was, what it was the esports recruit
Yeah.
form I filled out, my rank, my game, stuff like that.
my rank, even though it doesn't matter.
And I saw, like, at the time, I was C3, champ 3, and I was hard stuck champ 3. You know who was also hard stuck champ 3 at that moment?
Mason.
Mason and Dylan,
Yeah. Oh, both of them.
both of them. I remember
Humble beginnings, guys.
I was like, they got it. They both got it. GC for the first time, right before, like, a season ended, and then I got it immediately after in like the placement matches or whatever. Because I remember, like, we played. I think it was like the day, like, it was some Super Bowl. I think it was the Rams and Patriots.
Yeah.
I could be wrong. It was
Yeah, that was-
2020.
Rams Patriots Super Bowl, by the way, that was the most boring game I've ever
Yeah.
watched in my life.
Maybe it wasn't Rams.
It couldn't have been. 'Cause that was
Maybe it
while
was the
ago.
Niners and Chiefs.
probably something like that.
It was right before the Super Bowl, I think, and, like, 'cause I remember I was gonna go to this, like, a Super Bowl party with some friends and family, and I remember we played, like, right before I left, like, and I met them for the first time there. But yeah, then I came in, played Rocket League, and then it's been like that ever since. Been obviously through roster changes and lands and tournaments and leagues and stuff, but
Well, kind of. It's part of my next ask here of you. So this is a bit of a deeper question, I would say. You are probably. I have to ask Elliot again, but I'm pretty sure I'm correct in saying this. We've talked about it already, but you are probably the most the winningest player in terms of titles. I think you have like 4, 5, something like that. 3 or 4, between 3 and 5. Definitely the most titles we've ever had someone win. So what does that meant to you, in not only as like a player, but also just like to you personally?
I'll be honest, like, it just, it helps me sleep better at night, knowing that the hard work I'm putting into it, is paying off, But no, like, basically, like, I don't know. I mean, like, it. I don't get me wrong. Really like winning.
Yeah, I think we all do.
Um, it means everything to me. Like I just said, it helps me. Like, it makes me feel like all the hard work I'm putting into it pays off.
Yeah.
It's not all fake, not or anything. But, like, at the end of the day, like, I like just playing the game. To be honest, I like playing competitively. And the further we go in playoffs, the more games we play. I wish playoffs wouldn't end, but they do. You win some, you lose some. We saw this last semester, you lose some. But I think at the end of the day, like, it's heartbreaking. But I
Yeah, it
think
can
me
be.
personally, for my mentality, I think I'd rather lose the finals than win it.
Really? Why do you say that?
I think because
Makes you want to play the game more?
like, losing, I don't know. Like, losing just gives you some sort of motivation.
Yeah.
Like, it's heartbreaking, but it just gives you some sort of, like, motivation. It makes you motivated, and then when you start winning again, you stay motivated through the winning, and I just think that, like, sometimes, call me crazy, I think sometimes it should just go the other person's way.
Just has to sometimes.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think
it's
that
healthy.
in order to keep you humble, keep you motivated, keep your fire burning, I think it should.
It takes those losses. Yeah. So the last thing before we wrap up here, this has been a pretty good recording, a pretty long recording, I will say.
It's been like almost an hour probably.
Yeah, that was my goal, honestly. And like looking at my notes, I've written a lot down here. So now that we've covered quite literally everything, both literally events this week, events from when we were in high school, all that sort of stuff. What is your outlook for you personally past all of this?
What do you mean? Like, are you
As
asking,
in-
like, esports specifically, or just, like, life?
All of it. All of it.
So, I mean, after graduation,
Yeah.
I mean, hopefully I have a job lined up by then. But I hope to land a job in, videography, similar to the internship.
Yeah.
Probably not what I had for internship exactly.
Yeah, but something
Because
in that field.
yeah, 100%. I loved what I was doing with my internship. I loved the people I was working with, like my boss Carson. Like, not gonna lie, changed my life. He was great. But I hope to land a job in videography. And I think I wanna, because of Carson, I think I wanna like start a little side hustle, do some like cinematography on the side. But it's a
Takes time.
little bit of an investment. To
Yeah,
get that
yeah,
sort of
yeah.
equipment.
Yeah, I've been seeing. You've been showing me a little bit of the investment it takes.
Yeah,
It's out
I
there.
have money set aside. I'm working on it, um, but like, yeah, I want to get make that my little side hustle, and if that turns to something huge, it turns to something huge. Make my own hours, stuff like that. But I primarily want to get like a job in editing.
Hmm.
I know there's a couple of like studios in the area that like hire editors and stuff like that. So I'm hoping I
Yeah.
get in contact with a couple of them here coming up here soon. And for that, for work related aside,
Yeah.
um, I wanna stay in the area locally. I wanna, you know, just live life, man.
Just live your life,
Yeah.
and can't diss that. I will say it's
I think I got
on.
most.
It's
I think I got most stuff going for me pretty well. I think really the only thing I really got to start working for is like a job here soon.
I think we all do.
In that going that direction, I got. Hopefully, I'm gonna be able to use this expensive piece of paper I'm gonna get here in May.
Yeah. Well, you're not gonna get it in May. You're gonna get it in like August. But
You know
yeah,
what I mean, Harold.
you get the you at least get the folder that it goes in.
Um, yeah. Shout out to the fam. Shout out to friends and Anna.
Yeah.
Pushing me.
I would hope so.
Get me where I am today.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then for esports related talk, I think I'll probably still play Rocket League.
Yeah.
Um, Maybe I come back and coach a little bit on the side.
Could.
Could volunteer
It's
a
always
little
an
bit.
option.
Don't know. We'll see. Have to talk to some people about it, but
Yeah.
if I had the time, why not? I've always, I don't know why. Like I like playing. I don't know, but I also like coaching as well. So
Yeah.
like, I mean, I think you remember that I went through that phase where I coached for a bit.
Yes. Yeah. I
I,
remember that.
I wanted to be up there and coach with Jordan, coach the team. Wasn't really too interested in playing. I only really wanted to coach.
Yeah.
And then Mason sucked me back into playing,
He did.
and then he left.
And then he was like, all right.
And then he left. He graduated. But yeah, man. I guess I'll probably play a little bit on the competitive side. Coach a little bit as well.
Yeah.
Have a job.
Mhm.
Yeah, big boy finally. And,
Finally go professional.
Have to pay taxes. I already pay taxes.
Damn it.
I don't know why I said that. Don't
Yeah,
forget
it's
about taxes.
Yeah, please don't. The
Um,
tax season's coming up in like 2 months.
I gotta start looking into that.
I mean, this video is going out like this week, but don't forget about your taxes in like 2 months
Yeah.
or whenever you feel like filing them. All right. Well,
Before tax day.
yeah,
Before
before
tax
tax
day.
day, which is like April 12th or something.
Taxes,
It's like D-Day.
Got
I
insurance.
shouldn't say that.
Gotta pay all that stuff. Luckily,
Yeah.
luckily I've the financial stability I'm in. But once I'm a big boy, that'll be all on me. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. It's crazy to think that we're gonna be.
It is. Yeah.
I mean, unless you go back to school, then I guess you aren't entirely thrown back out into the real world.
Yeah. Well, we'll see.
But you have.
That's for my monologue in like 2 months. I
It's
probably.
gonna be like kind of like our professor, just like you sitting in a corner of a room, just with like a mic up to your
Well,
face.
listen, I respect him a lot. Obviously, he's great, but I don't want to sit with a mic like this on top of me.
I'll be honest. Listen, audio sounded fantastic
Sorry.
during his.
It
video.
did. That would do that.
was
He has an incredible.
crispy
His
clear.
his microphone is incredible. I was tempted to ask him like, what
Send him an email.
microphone do you use? Like, that thing is impeccable. I want one.
It's great. Yeah.
But yeah, but it's been incredible. Like getting to cast your guys' matches. Obviously, it's been a joy to get to work with you for the past 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the first 2 years we just magically got put in every group project together, and we didn't get a choice. So we eventually got to a point where we just kind of had to deal with each other, even if
Yeah,
we didn't want to.
there's no
Which,
choice.
I mean, we probably have an argument like once a week. Not anymore, but like there's a
There's a
time.
time where we
There,
argue pretty often.
there's a time where we were arguing at probably once a week, roughly.
Just about
Um,
anything.
yeah, it wasn't even like it was so dumb.
Yeah.
It wasn't even like it was not worth like arguing about, and we just would.
Nah, and like, though I think we're both pretty similar in the way we argue. Like we get heated
Yeah,
up, and then
exactly.
like we're petty for like
A day.
no, not even, bro. Like
Not
I would,
yet.
I would say like a couple minutes. And like we'll sit down here. You'll sit at your desk. I'll sit at mine, and I'd be like, all right, Harold, I'm gonna leave. I'll see you later, man.
All
And
right,
that's it.
bye. Get out of
Yeah.
here. Like, yeah.
And then like we're not really like we don't really hold grudges.
No, I mean, if we would have, bro, this video probably would be much worse and significantly shorter. But two, yeah, it's been incredible though. I'm very thankful for being able to see you guys, especially the times where you guys have been really good, and not that you're not good now. Obviously, that sounded really bad, but yeah, I've enjoyed it a lot. It's been amazing.
I know me and the players appreciate the streaming. You know, we like being able to.
And the traveling with you guys has been really fun
man,
too.
Don't finish that up. Yeah, you still got 2 more lands with us. Yeah.
Oh,
that's
Appalachian.
travel
Well,
to Virginia with us.
well, yeah, I do need to travel to Virginia with you guys. Appalachian isn't a guarantee, by the way. Yeah.
Here.
Well, I can't say. That's also not a thing at the moment. Just to clarify.
We, cut the audio there.
No, we can leave that in. All right, well, that is going to do it for today. I'm gonna try to get this out by like between Monday and Friday, so I'll go to my dungeon and edit, and by that I mean probably over there. But yeah, thank you guys if you did make it to this point. I know, especially with collegiate players, it's not as intriguing to watch, but my goal with all of this is to kind of put a name to the face, and to kind of just tell the story of our players, because I think everyone has a story. They have something to say. They have something that's meaningful to say, meaningful to hear. And especially with some of our players here, they very much deserve it. And that's my goal over the course of the semester, while I'm still here, to tell at least a few of those stories in the best way that I can, and the only way I know how to, and having a conversation for an hour and a half, and letting it go there.
Yeah, man. But discuss like the stuff that we've done, the mistakes we made. You know, hopefully
A lot.
Hopefully, people like Nolan, you know, the up and comers, and the Nolan, you know, this maybe.
I actually don't even know like any of the other. Do we even have other? Well, we do. Modius and Evan, other freshmen.
Yeah,
for,
I mean like
for Valorant.
I mean like. You know,
In general,
people,
upcoming classes, current classes, all of that shit.
I mean, I feel like there's a difference that like between like there's different groups of like recruits. I feel like there's the recruits who want to stay in the program, want to like change it, want to make it better,
Yeah.
want to make themselves better.
Yeah.
Like similar, I think that's like Nolan falls into a group like that,
Yeah.
like a special like type of like recruiting class. And then there's like
We're not just saying that because he's sitting in the room, by the way.
no, like seriously, like Nolan's always down here, always grinding, always playing better.
Yeah.
You know, he's a dedicated sub. You know, a lot of people when they're subs, they just stop playing. the
I'd
game.
say probably the most dedicated sub outside of, not even outside of, I would say Bryson would be the only one that would be kind of close. Maybe Andrew, depending what he does this semester, but regardless.
Yeah, I think
regardless.
that like there's definitely among the group and program.
Yeah.
There's definitely some little like stars in there that like you'll
There
be able
are.
to pass the torch to. So
Yep.
hopefully that like
That happens.
the goal. I believe the goal of the people leaving. Always try to leave it in a better place than they found it, you know, and that's what I've tried to do. That's what you try to do, and you know, Mason did it for me. You know, Dylan did it for Mason. You know, so you know, hopefully, you know, I mean, it'd be pretty it'd make us both upset if we left and we saw like just completely fall apart. You know.
Yeah.
I'm not saying we hold it together. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying
I certainly do not.
that. But like I'm saying, like if it just people stopped caring and it just like the program died off, that'd be pretty sad. But because we put a lot of work into it, and if I try to make it like life easier for my players. I do all the spreadsheets, I do all the stats. I never ask for them to do anything. Normally I make all the decisions, I take all the blame, stuff like that. I try to make life as easy as possible for them, so that when they come in, whoever succeeds me, doesn't have to deal with all the crap I had to deal with.
Yeah.
Honestly, because I know Mason was the same way. Mason dealt with a lot of crap before me. For me, like me, for example, he dealt with a lot of crap. Me specifically.
Yes. Yeah.
I gave him a tough time sometimes. He even spoke to me about that last night. How a certain event I got involved in got a lot of people involved, and then
Yeah.
I apologize to all the people I got involved into that little
Ordeal.
Yeah. And I learned from it, never did it again. And I just hope that with stuff like that happens, Mason dealt with it. I've had to deal with a couple of things. I just hope that the way people see that it was handled, the way that the certain stepstones that we made for people, that like they can just take what we did, make it better, and that's all we can hope for.
All right. Again, thank you guys for watching. If you got to this point, really do appreciate it. It means the world to me personally. I've put a lot of time into this stuff, so it does mean the world, quite literally the world. I wish I could describe what that is, but that'll come at a later time. Be sure to follow us on Twitter and Instagram at LVC_Esports on both those platforms. Follow us on Twitch at Lebanon Valley College, all one word. I'm aware of how annoying that is because I have to type it every day. And here on YouTube, go down and subscribe. Also, if you're seeing a clip of this from TikTok or wherever else you would find a clip somewhere, go follow us there too. And go follow us on our other socials. You'll see the longer forms. If you are watching a short form piece, you'll see full pieces of everything. Thank you guys, and that'll wrap it up.
Don't forget to watch Rocket League on Mondays and Fridays.
Yeah, that too. Have a good one, everyone. Stay safe.